Hate them or love them, one thing is clear. The Marcos family is one of the most well-known and influential families in Philippine history. Their story has been told many times, and they are still very present today. Every country has a family name that makes people pay attention. In the United States, there are the Trumps. In the United Kingdom, the Windsors. In Dubai, the ruling Al Maktoum family. In the Philippines, it is the Marcoses. From Ferdinand Marcos Sr. and former First Lady Imelda Marcos, the family has always been in the spotlight. But their story didn't stop there. Their children, Bongbong, Imee, Irene, and Aimee, all found their own paths. Some went into politics, some built influence through family and business ties, and some chose a quieter life away from the public eye. Even today, whether in politics, business, or society, the Marcos name carries a lot of weight. For their supporters, they represent tradition, continuity, and legacy. For others, they are a fascinating family whose influence has lasted generations. In this video, we look closely at the four Marcos siblings. We rank them not by popularity or controversy, but using clear rules. We measure their political power, wealth, connections, and public image. By the end, we will see who is the most powerful sibling and how each one has shaped their path within one of the Philippines' most famous families. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to FunFact. If you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and of course, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. The methodology of our ranking system. We wanted to make this ranking as fair as possible. To do this, we created clear criteria, like the ones used by many ranking organizations. Each criterion is given a percentage, showing how important it is for the overall ranking. Please note that for the value used for net worth, reliable public information is limited, or sometimes not available. So, we used estimates based on the best sources we could find, family inheritance shares, and known assets. This helps us compare the siblings fairly while being honest about the limits of the data. We ranked the siblings using a clear system that looks at four main areas: political power, wealth, connections, and public image. Below is a detailed explanation of each criterion. Political power and influence, 35%. This is the most important factor. It looks at positions held in government, the ability to make laws or policies, and national visibility. People with high-level positions like senator, governor, or president rank higher. Wealth and assets, 25%. Wealth is a key source of influence. We include personal fortunes, properties, business ventures, inherited wealth, and even spousal assets. More resources give a person more power and independence. Connections and alliances, 20%. No one rises alone. This factor looks at relationships with other politicians, business families, and influential people. Strong networks can make someone more powerful and extend their reach. Public image and legacy, 20%. This looks at how the public sees each sibling. It includes reputation, achievements, and their role in carrying the Marcos name. Popularity matters less than power or wealth, but still affects influence. And with these criteria in place, let's now meet the siblings. Starting with the youngest, Aimee Marcos. Aimee lives a very different life from her siblings. She avoids press conferences, committee hearings, or campaign events. She is a musician and keeps her life private. She and her family live in Cagayan de Oro, where her husband, attorney Sid Bernardo, is the CEO of Fividec. Political power and influence. Aimee chooses to stay out of politics. She has never held public office and avoids any visible political activity. Her influence is limited, but her family name still gives her some indirect power. For this, she gets a raw value of 85%. Wealth and assets. Aimee is wealthy, even if she is not publicly active. Her estimated net worth is 24.75 billion pesos, mostly from her share of the Marcos family inheritance, plus 250 million pesos from her husband. She scores 44.2% in this category, lower than her siblings because she does not actively manage or grow her wealth. Connections and alliances. Aimee has strong family connections. Even though she is not active in politics, her network is powerful and influential simply because of the Marcos name. If she ever chooses to enter local politics, these connections would immediately give her a strong advantage. For this reason, she scores 90%. Public image and legacy. Aimee is known as the quiet Marcos. Her private and scandal-free life is respected. She is a musician with the Dorques and focuses on her family. She scores 85% here as well. Total score. Adding all 4 criteria, Aimee achieves a total score of 75.8. And now, let's talk about the third Marcos child, Irene Marcos Araneta. Irene lives a quiet life but has strong connections. Unlike her siblings who are active in politics, she keeps a low profile. Yet through her marriage, she stays close to powerful business circles. Political power and influence. Irene has never held a public office. But through her husband, Gregorio Araneta III, a top figure in real estate and business, she has some influence in society. This gives her a raw value of 88%, showing that even without formal power, her connections give her some sway. Wealth and assets. Irene owns an estimated 10% of the Marcos family's unrecovered wealth, around 48.5 billion pesos. She also has wealth through her marriage. Using a pro-rated system against the richest siblings, Imee and Bongbong, with 56 billion pesos each, she scores 86.6%. This shows she is nearly as wealthy as her eldest siblings, even without a political role. Connections and alliances. Irene is well connected in the business world. Her husband leads Araneta Properties and holds positions in other companies like PhilWeb. This puts her high in the corporate network, far ahead of siblings who rely mainly on family ties. She earns a raw value of 90% for her strong connections. Public image and legacy. Irene is known but stays mostly private. She is remembered by some for her luxurious $10 million wedding, a Panama Papers mention, and a grand presidential yacht party. Despite these, she avoids politics today. For public image, she scores 85%, showing that while she is low profile, she still has some historical visibility. Total score. Adding all 4 criteria, Irene scores 87.45. And now, let's talk about the second Marcos sibling, and the most politically visible, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, Jr. Bongbong lives a life of high visibility and responsibility. Unlike some of his siblings, he is the sitting president of the Philippines. This role gives him immense authority and influence, political power and influence. Bongbong holds the highest political power in the family. As president of the Philippines, he shapes national policies, commands the military, and builds international partnerships. No sibling can match this level of formal authority. For this, he gets a raw value of 100%, showing his unmatched political power, wealth, and assets. Bongbong has an estimated net worth of 56 billion pesos. This comes from the shared Marcos family inheritance and assets. He is on equal financial footing with his sister Imee. Because he controls significant resources personally and through family holdings, he scores 100% in this category. Connections and alliances. Being president naturally strengthens Bongbong's alliances. He commands loyalty from many supporters and manages a network of political relationships across the country. Some alliances, however, are delicate due to rivalries and competing interests. For this, he gets a raw value of 95%. Public image and legacy. Bongbong is highly visible nationwide. Supporters see him as a figure of leadership and continuity, while others may have different views. This mix results in a raw value of 90%, showing that his public image is strong but can be seen differently by different people. Total score. Adding all 4 criteria, Bongbong scores a whopping 97%. He is the most politically powerful sibling, with his wealth, connections, and visibility reinforcing his top position. And now, let's talk about the eldest Marcos sibling and a major force in Philippine politics, Imee Marcos. Imee has built a career in public service that is both visible and influential. She is a senator, making her one of the most recognized Marcos family members in government today. Political power and influence. Imee has strong political power. As a senator, she helps shape national laws and policies. Her long experience in politics gives her significant influence. For this, she gets a raw value of 90%, just slightly below the presidential authority of her brother, Bongbong. Wealth and assets. Imee is very wealthy. Her estimated net worth is 56 billion pesos, mostly from the Marcos family inheritance. She shares the same wealth level as her brother Bongbong. This earns her 100% in this category. Connections and alliances. Imee is excellent at building connections. Unlike Bongbong, whose alliances are sometimes limited by the presidency, she can move more freely. She has strong ties with political dynasties across the country and a loyal base in Ilocos. For this, she gets 100%. Public image and legacy. Imee is relatable and memorable. Her candid and witty style appeals to younger generations while she stays a prominent political figure. She scores 100% here, showing that her public image is very positive. Total score. Adding all 4 criteria, Imee scores 96.5%, just half a point below Bongbong's 97%. It's a razor-thin margin, but her adaptability, popularity, and strong connections kept her close to the top. And there you have it. Bongbong Marcos takes the top spot, edging out his siblings with a razor-thin margin. His presidency, vast influence, and resources pushed him slightly higher, but the competition was close. Imee's political clout and connections, Irene's elite influence and wealth, and Aimee's private yet artistic life all highlight how each sibling carved a unique path. This ranking isn't just about numbers. It shows the many faces of power within the Marcos family. Some chose politics, some chose privacy, but together, they remain one of the most watched and talked about clans in the Philippines. So, who do you think deserves the title of most dominant Marcos sibling? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating rankings and deep dives.